Hello, happy September. I've been out at my sacred space today at Chief Blackhawk's grave, and I've been processing about what I wanted to post today because there's some things that are really, I want to be honest with you, heavy on my heart. And one of them is that September is suicide prevention or suicide awareness month. And we know that whenever we give attention to something and focus on something, that it manifests even more. And I am a 20-year suicide attempt survivor. And so I thought I would share a little bit and encourage any of you who are survivors of that dark night of the soul to share your survivor story in hopes that we can shift the focus. You see, first of all, I want to tell you, when I was 18 years old, I was a mess. I don't even know that I'm not much of a mess now, but at that time, I felt like life was hard. And the truth is, life is hard. Life is hard. And at that time, I was feeling like everybody else gets this thing. Everybody else is better than me. Everybody else seems to be able to get through this. They're not feeling things as deeply as I am, or if they are, they can cope with it, and I don't know how. I truly felt like at 18 years old, I was the biggest problem in everybody in my family's lives, in my friends' lives. I was sensitive to arguments. I was sensitive to criticism. I think that I still am. And I felt like other people just had their shit together and I didn't. And I felt like every time I did something, I was doing it wrong. And I felt like I was just failing in 360 degrees of my life. And I certainly didn't feel loved. And the truth is, I certainly didn't love myself. I mean, I don't even think I came close to liking myself. I had a severe eating disorder. I was messing up all the chemicals in my body with diet pills and laxatives and things like that to be thin. And when I say that, people don't understand. I was taking up to 120 pills a day. It was ridiculous. So everything was just a mess, and I tried to OD. So the reason that I'm sharing this message, and it may be long and it may be short, is just that 20 years down the road now, after that didn't succeed, I look back and I see that I not only made it through there, but all of the beautiful experiences that I've had that I would have not had. I look into the faces of my children and the joy that they bring, and the joy that, and the gift that they are in my life, and the love that I feel being their mother. I've had to learn to look at the small things. I'm sitting out here by a lake with ducks and geese and sunflower and the sunrise and the full moon last night. And I've learned to appreciate the small things. And I've also learned to survive by taking a moment every single day and paying attention to the small things and receiving the joy that I have. I've had to focus on gratitude. I've had to focus on finding the little things. And what I mean is like presencing gratitude that I have eyesight. Presencing gratitude that I have ears to hear music, that I have my hair. How many people wish they had hair that I have? And the ability to move my body, the ability to feel the sun on my face, the ability to be in the arms of somebody that I love and hear their heart beating close to me, throwing the ball with the dog. I've had to consciously choose to receive the gifts of these moments, because without it, it's just too hard anyways. But this month, my survivor story is that there is beauty in life. And sometimes I've wanted it to be these big, life-altering tidal waves of joy and abundance and prosperity and romance. And I'm missing that there are these beautiful things like the smell of fresh grass cut or a rose that's opening. And when I started to pay attention to the small things, it seems to be just enough to heal those wounds inside of me. And then I look back on that 20-year journey, and I look back on that time and I go, okay, Katie, you made it through that. You made it through those times when you felt like you were absolutely worthless. And that has propelled everything else. That's propelled the drum circles, that's propelled the speaking, that's propelled everything, because it's not that I have a passion for the drums, even though I do. It's not that I have a passion for the drum circles, even though I do. What I have a passion for is those moments where I see my fellow brothers and sisters with the tears rolling down their face, facing those emotions, processing it through, and knowing that they're not alone, and that I might not have the answers, they might not have the answers, we all might not have the answers, but in this crazy mess of life, that if I give myself the opportunity and you give yourself the opportunity to stand there in a circle or stand with your brothers and sisters or just be open and vulnerable, that you realize that you're not alone. I had a friend who showed up for me after that attempt, and almost every day she left a note on my door, my bedroom door, said, "These are the great things that I see in you." She couldn't fix the problem, she couldn't fix me, she couldn't save me, but those notes on my door that said, "These are the great things that I see in you," were sometimes just enough lifeline for me to hold on and start believing that there was anything great in me at all. So I'm encouraging any and all of you to take a moment and share this, if you feel called to, if you feel inspired to. But with Suicide Awareness this month, and with I watch the devastation and the pain that it causes on both sides, the pain that is in the soul that feels like that's the only way out, and then the pain in the families and the friendships and the children of these people after they do, that's just creating more of an echo of pain. I'm inviting you to share your survivor stories. For any of those of you that are looking at that place and thinking that's the only way out, there are those of us who have come over on the other side and saying it's not. It's not. There's other options to you, and it all comes down to you and inside, but keep going. Look at the small things. Embrace the small things. Don't let the big things roll you over. It's the small things that can save you. Before I sign off, I wanted to hold this up. If any of you are struggling, I don't know if it shows backwards or forwards. I don't really know how this works, but the number is 1-800-273-8255, and this is the Suicide Prevention Hotline. So feel free to tag and share. Feel free to post your own video, but I believe as we band together and let all of those people, let all of our brothers and sisters know there's more. You can make your way out. Aho. God bless.